So be comfortable in your chair. If you need to keep your camera off, on, whichever way, but your whole focus will be required because this is for your own self, you know, nourishment. So this is for you. So let's begin and be comfortable wherever you're sitting. If you need to put your feet up, down, your hands relax, your neck, your shoulders, allow your whole body to relax and take a deep breath. So let's get ready. Make our mind, our body ready and prepare to tune into abundance, to get clarity, complete trust in yourself, in the source, in the universe, the source of abundance. Trusting this is going to be a beautiful experience. And take a deep breath. Deep inhale from your nose. And as you exhale, just sigh, big exhale from your mouth. One more deep breath. And a big exhale with your mouth. Slowly release with every breath any conscious or subconscious, unconscious fears, doubts, any uncertainties, all the questions, put them on side for a moment. Release any anxiety, any limiting beliefs that you are aware of around money, abundance. Just put them on side and release. And connect with your desire. Desire to connect and tune into the source within. Connect with the abundance, knowing everything you desire desires you. All your desires are sacred. They are universe's desires for you. Now I want you to imagine if money is the greatest lover, divine, beautiful being. If you like, you can even personify it, a man or a woman, this divine creature who is sacred, so beautiful, extremely loving, someone who could be blown away by their love, their light, their divinity, their beauty, someone full of reverence, sovereignty, pure, only giving, only serving with their whole being. Whatever you desire, if you desire to serve, if you desire to have fun, if you desire humor, if you desire joy, if you desire love, magic in your business, this being could multiply and amplify everything that you desire. Imagine such pure, sacred, divine presence and energy. who has the power to multiply, amplify everything. Take a moment to connect with your desire. What do you desire? Do you desire effortlessness, ease in your business, serving many people, creating transformations, a difference, creating ripples of love, joy, abundance in this world, and your partner in this divine service who has the power to amplify, multiply everything that you desire. Slowly start to connect with this energy as if this is moving towards you. This beautiful being, divine and sacred, desires you with all their love, with all their heart. Feel you both are in a sacred space of love. You're ready to connect with each other with divine grace. Take a moment to feel this space of love and abundance which is surrounding you and this beautiful divine being. If you feel like putting your hand on your heart, please do so. And feel your heart opening as you connect and allow this beautiful energy of abundance, money, divinity, grace to connect with you, trusting that you desire something beautiful and they desire you and they desire you so much, and you are so worthy of their love, their desire. You are so deserving of their love, their desire. Feel as if you both are coming closer and closer with open heart, open mind, spirit flowing with the life force, as if this life force is moving through every single cell of your body and through this being. And allow in this moment to embrace this beautiful energy, this beautiful lover, divine lover. Feel the oneness in this embrace, the highest energy of abundance, service, sacred union, pure oneness. There is no mind, no thoughts, no beliefs. Feel this energy of sacred oneness, love, abundance in your body. And now feel, how does it feel in your body? Where do you feel this in your body? Breathe into that sensation. Breathe deeply, slowly. Allow, trust. Let this sink in. Let my words, let this energy sink in your heart, in your breath, in your body. Gently, slowly, softly. Know that you are love. You're pure energy. And so is money. So is abundance. Slowly, you can come back to the room in your own time with a loving smile. If anybody would like to share their experience, feel free to share, or you can put in the chat box. Divine, blissful. Thank you.
In fact, I would like to share that I had never looked at, I've been doing many meditations, but I had never looked at money or abundance in that way, in that energy form, and that, how it can really make a difference. So, yeah, I think that was the key differentiator for me today.
Thank you. Thank you, Nidhi. And I think that's a beautiful place to start as well. And Shweta asked the question like, is it abundance? Is it money? So I would love to start, and that's why I think I wanted to start the session because it will give a lot of clarity how we create duality. So constantly we see money something outside of us, something which is, as I said, quantification, this much or this much. And when we feel that way, we are bringing that energy out as well in our discovery session. When we are talking to someone, we are constantly quantifying. And I'm not saying practically, yes, there is money. There is, when somebody is investing their money, they will be thinking about how much they can invest or in terms of how much they can afford. It's up to them what they are thinking right now. But first, we have to start with ourselves. If, as a coach, we are not having a beautiful, sacred relationship, that's our work to do. That's our inner work to do. And once we start to dissolve, this duality and become one with abundance, for me, abundance, money, love, everything is one and same. And that's where actually, to be honest, I will be saying I'm heading towards, if not, as I said, 100%. And when that happens, and I think last few sessions, and Deepti also emphasized that again and again last session, that when we think of I, that I have to do this, or I have to, figure this out, or am I giving enough value? We are constantly putting so much emphasis on me or my. So that has to drop, that ego has to drop. And it's a process, it's an ongoing process of allowing our ego to be dissolved in our love, in our energy, divinity, whatever you call it, doesn't matter. Words are just to point to the energy of, let's say, love. So money is pure love for me. Money is pure love. If somebody is putting a huge money, doesn't matter, or a small money, they are putting love and they're putting trust in me. And that's all I'm feeling. And doesn't matter. If some, for example, if you have two clients, think this way, and one is, let's say, paying you 10,000, another one is paying you, let's say, 2 lakh. I don't know, but I'm pretty much sure that the love you have for both of them will be same as a coach. The way you serve them is gonna be same because you are bringing the same loving energy and skill as a coach that you have. Your presence will not differ because, oh, this person is paying me 2 lakhs and this person is paying me. Your presence is about who you are. Would you agree? And please, if you don't agree, please, I mean, you can share and challenge me on that. So that's how I would invite you to start looking at money in that way. Yeah. Yeah. So let's begin. Deepti, you want to share the questions and then we'll go ahead and ask them questions. Please, yeah.
So I thought that I will ask you the two questions that I did actually put in the group because we didn't reflect on them. And the first one has to do more with the fee that we charge a client. So let's say somebody is not a client, you're taking them through a discovery session, and at the end of it, they say they're interested, but when you quote your fee, they say, oh, I can't do this. So, and they clearly state the reason that, look, I can't afford this. So, money is the problem. Or we know oftentimes people don't give a clear reason. They'll be like, I'll think about it. Let me get back to you, and all sorts of things. And somewhere money could be like the reason they're hesitating. So, when that happens to you, how do you feel? And what does the self dialogue in your head tell you? Like, what does it start saying? That's the question.
So, for me, when this situation arises or will arise, I think the first thing will be that, let's say, if I'm coming from a place of helping that person and I know that I can add value to that person's life, so then, but if this is becoming a showstopper, then I would maybe get into self doubt whether I should charge this much, or should I, tell that person, okay, I'm willing to kind of reduce the fee for you, because I think I can add value. And maybe I will think that, okay, I will charge more from somewhere, someone else who can afford it, but let me still continue with the client. So
Right. Anyone else who wants to share? I want to add some thoughts, but I think that we'll have similar thoughts. So, anybody else who wants to add anything to what Nidhi said?
Yeah,
Yeah,
may
Mona.
I?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. The name says Nayana Vachani. I think my daughter was using the
I
Zoom,
thought that
so
name.
I just realized. Okay, so this is money and charging a fee is still a genuine problem for me. And I think, and one is the money part, which we can probably talk later, money and me. Why is that a question? That's a different thing. But to answer Deepti's question, I think early on, last year itself, when I was doing a discovery and then straight, I was trying to do my free coaching sessions then, I wanted to do my 100 hours. And so this person came to me and about a 2 hour discovery session. At the end, when she asked me my fee, and maybe I was inexperienced enough, maybe I quoted something higher than what I do now, and she just vanished. In the sense, she said, I'm going to just come back to you. I need to think about it. And that was it. So that actually set me on a sort of a doubtful thought process. Like, hey, what did I do? I charged over, did I say over much? And, did I lose this? And so this was because it happened right at the beginning. And probably, if I'm thinking, she was probably my first one with a discovery session. So from then it started. Now, me, even every time I quote a fee, I'm like thinking, is it too much? Is she going to come back? Because it has happened a few times, even from somebody overseas who like, oh, how much are you charging? And at the end, so I think I'm charging a barest minimum, but then the person doesn't come back to me, potential client. And again, I go into this spin. Did
Yeah.
I say something, which I shouldn't have? And what would have been the right thing? Now, the person hasn't explained to me that I'm not coming to you because of money, because I think the money was really small, especially for
Hmm.
someone who's based in this instance in London. But my thought process was this. Yeah.
Right, right. Thank you both, Nidhi and Moana. I think it's a common sort of idea all of us go through that, oh, it must be the money. It must be something I did, something I said. So what happens when somebody says either it's money or it's not, we like sort of consciously begin to think, where did I go wrong? What do I blame? What do I villanify? And money is a scapegoat, not just for us as coaches, but even people who are coming to us seeking coaching. And I actually want to give you a real example from, like, I think it was last week or the week before that, real example. So there's this lady who came to me who has been very confused about her career for 8 to 10 years. I forget the exact number. And we did a call and I gave her some work to do. And I said, we'll meet next week. And she came back and she got so much clarity. She is so excited. Now she's like, okay, how do we proceed? And I said, okay, so the next steps look like this. And she is very happy with the money. She's very happy. And I asked her, so do you want to pay it as a lump sum or do you want to split it into what's possible for you? And she says, that's one thing I want to just get back to you. And I'll get back to you by tomorrow, but let's get started. And we set a date for the next week. Then she messages me 2 days later. I talked to my partner. And you know what? I recently left my job. We want to go on a holiday. I don't know if this is the right investment, all of that. And I understand because this is actually common. It's actually common, and I've noticed it more in women than in men, where money becomes a problem in my personal experience. So I ask her a few things, and she says, "Okay, let me just think." And then she comes back and she reiterates, "No, no, this is too much." And I leave it at that, and I don't react. And this comes to me like 2 3 days later. So I send her an audio note saying, I get the feeling that you're seeking permission from the male authority figures in your life to invest, to take decisions for yourself. Could this be true? And I just leave it at that. And she comes back and says, "Oh my God, I'm so grateful I found you because this is true. This is absolutely true, and I need to work on it." And the reason I gave you this example is because at first, if I had believed that money was the problem, I would start blaming myself. I would start to fix things and wonder. And that becomes baggage in my head that I then carry into conversations from there on, where, oh my God, am I charging too much? Is this okay? Is this going to be comfortable for the client? Because I believed the story my mind told me that money is the villain, that money is the problem. I bought into it. When in this example, we see money seemed like the problem, but it was not the problem. Yes, in some cases, it might actually be that the person cannot afford it, but in a lot of cases, it is not. It's what just we want a quick person, something to blame. In her case, she wasn't ready to give herself permission to invest that. And different people are at different spaces in their life, mentally, emotionally. And if we as coaches don't, I feel, detach ourselves from when a person has said no, using money as a reason, if we don't detach and not believe that story and see, oh, what could be happening for them, we can't learn what is really going on in our head or theirs because we are too attached to fixing that quick problem. That why did they say no? Because now we've taken it as a rejection, and we again going back into self-doubt. Is it me? Is it what I did? Is it what I said? Is it too much, too less? So again, the sooner we make it about us, this the more difficult it becomes to really see, is money actually playing a role here or not at all? And something that I try and tell myself when people say money is the issue, money is not an obstacle. Money is always a catalyst when you want to do something, when you're ready to do it. So, are you ready? Are you in that space mentally, emotionally? Can I help you get there? Because people aren't always there when they come to us. They might need solutions, but they might not be ready to actually do what is needed. So we must sort of detach ourselves, I feel, to see, oh, is really money the problem here, or like something else is going on that I can't see because I'm too quick to judge money, money, money.
Beautiful. Beautiful example, Deepti. It was so, so powerful and so real because this happens all the time. I would just add to what Deepti said and also share my many, many, experiences like that when this has happened. First thing, I think I would invite all of you. Is the example just Mona gave about this client, Mona, where she said that, oh, I can't afford it, even though you know the person is living abroad and it's not the money issue. Still, you doubted yourself. So the first thing is to take yourself out of equation. Just trust that yes, I am giving value, and you will know in the session. Lot of last time also somebody was sharing that the discovery call went so well, we really gelled together, and there was a lot of creation happened in the discovery call itself, and the person was completely understanding the value of coaching. But then they said later on that, oh, I don't want to go forward with that. So as Deepti said, that instantly ask yourself this question, that what might be going on actually for the other person. either we judge the person where they don't want to invest, or we judge ourselves. So the first thing is to take the judgment away and make money the culprit here, and think what is going on. So what has happened, and for me mostly with men this has happened. Most of my clients are men currently as well, and very senior leadership positions, and three of them this happened exactly the same thing. It was very interesting that this discovery call was fantastic. They wanted to start, and then they messaged me that I'm not sure, I need more time, or I'm not sure I can go ahead with this. And I felt that it was just a matter of not able to invest in themselves. And one of them said, what Deepti shared, that I spoke to my wife, he said, and he had already told me in the conversation that his wife is not working. She's a homemaker. And he said that we want to do some renovation in home or something like that, he mentioned. So I need to reconsider this, my journey in leadership. And I realized that, and I just messaged a very simple message that I understand this, and it is very common for men to be a provider where they really want to always provide for their family, their wives, their children. And when it comes to investment, it's because he mentioned about the house. So I just mentioned because I felt that was the reason for him. He's sharing. It's easy to, spend or invest in your house or any other expenses rather than investing into your own self growth. And I understand the kind of culture we have grown into is not something which has been taught to us, that self growth is important, or investing money and time and effort into growing ourselves is important, especially when you're doing fine. He's a senior position, he has reached there to go. So it's not like there's a problem in his life. And it was only this message. And the next day I get the message, you're absolutely right. And I know how important it is for me where I am in my journey to grow further. And I want to start. So it has happened literally three times with three senior, leaders with me. And it was interesting. That made me feel that, oh my God, I used to think, as Deepti said, that women find it difficult to invest in themselves. And this has been my experience now, that even it's same for men, because they find it so much easier to invest in children's education or family or home or any other thing, cars or holidays or anything. So I think it's both for men and women. And the more we stay out of our head that it is about me, or it actually people are not able to afford, we know in current times people, uh, with just a click of hand they can buy an iPhone, and, which is a big investment as well in current times. And they can invest. We need to lovingly share with them that it is an investment and how important it is for them. Sometimes mentioning that also helps. So that is the first thing, I would say. The second one is, despite you mentioning, that can also happen. That happened with one of the people I had a discovery call, and I mentioned that you were looking for this particular area, and this is what we discussed. Is this something you're finding difficult to invest in yourself? And they said, I don't remember what they said, but basically they didn't want to start coaching, and that's perfectly okay as well. So when somebody said no, it's about them. They are maybe not ready right now, and this is a good chance that they might come back to you or someone else. You can just release, bless them and release. Even person who has ghosted you, if you drop one message about what you think is going on for them and any insight you have, share that and then release without thinking it's about you. That's the main thing. Because when we think or blame ourselves or money or something I'm doing wrong, or I need to bring my fees down, or what do I do, then we are eroding our own confidence, basically. Yeah, I think that's important. Anybody wants to share anything here?
So I have a
I
sorry, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So I just wanted to recall one incident here. One of my ex-colleague wanted to work on himself, and we had a few conversations, discovery call, and after couple of, I think, discovery calls, he kind of got ready, and suddenly he messaged me that, Kapil, I have some family function going on, and I have to have a big investment for my son. I think it was a Geneva session, uh, event for the family, and then I said fine, and then he took a break, and somehow after the break he kind of met me again in person and said, Kapil, I'm ready. I said, fine. And then after he went away, and then we agreed for some time to take the decision. And finally, I got to know that he mentioned that, Kapil, I have got something else. So he was delaying. He was delaying in the name of that event, in the name of something else. This. So what I have realized is, and the reason he mentioned was it was about the money. And later when we discussed and figured it out, and I offered him something else, like a reduced number, uh, uh, because he said, I really genuinely can't invest this much. I have this. I said, fine, what that number would look like. And after the fee was reduced, he was still not ready. He still did not commit it. So it wasn't about the money. It wasn't, I think it was about his readiness on this journey. So that's one of the experience I have felt. Yeah.
I would like to ask you this couple. It's an interesting example because it can happen. What is happening here is the person doesn't know himself why he's not ready. So as a
Yeah.
coach, I did you explore that area? What is stopping him to be ready or not?
No, I think initially we discussed about his readiness, but when it comes to money equation, he we did not talked about why he wasn't ready, because there was no communication happened face to face on that part. Yeah.
So this is one
But yeah,
thing.
you're right. Yeah.
This is one thing that I would urge all of you. If you ever in this situation, like Mona, you shared, explore with your client. Ask them to come
Yeah.
again on a call with you because this will be a learning
Yeah.
for you as well. Say that being a coach and have confidence, even if you have done it once, if I have done once something, I would tell second person I have an experience into this. Have that confidence. Say I have an experience when something like this happen. It is not about money. Let's get on a video call and let's explore that what is hindering you, what is stopping you from actually investing in yourself. Because in truth, if a person is coming to a coach and by the time you have spoken to them one or two times, you know what they are working, they are at a certain position. It is not an affordability issue. And last time also I gave an example, people go on holidays, people spend on clothes. Every day people spend on things. So it's not actually that much about money. It's just that like the other day, one of my friend was sharing the moment you have any problem in your body, you instantly would go to the best doctor and but if you are struggling with stress, depression, anxiety, you think too much because it's not about money, it's about awareness. People are not aware still that something is bothering them, whether it's actually a problem or about their growth. They can invest. It is not become an it, we haven't normalized it basically in the society yet. Something like coaching, healing, therapy is not being normalized, and it's just we are just starting as a society, especially in India. In US you'd be surprised. So my daughter she's studying in the US and she was like every single friend she has a therapist. Of course there is more anxiety and depression there, but also they realize that yes, if you're going through something, then have somebody who you can share with. While in India that's not the truth. Still it's still a bit of as if something is wrong with me. So that awareness and education is still required sometimes. Yeah, so this is one thing I would ask you to just explore that. Take more time to explore with them. And if you go deeper, there might be a limiting belief. Like one of the client once asked me that, is it really true that some change happens with coaching? Is it really true that something will change? Because I think I'm very stubborn and I want to change, but I don't think I will change. And I was like, thank you for sharing that because this is honesty. With honesty, you're sharing because that's what I want you to bring to the coaching. So sometimes people also think that, okay, I will do coaching, I will invest my money, but होने वाला तो कुछ है नहीं. I mean, in their mind, they might be feeling this way that nothing will change. So we don't know what's actually going on. They might be hesitating even to tell. Yeah. Yes, Mona. Yeah.
Yes, Saloni, just that little point on clarification. Did I hear you say that when I see a client doesn't get back to me after a potential client after a discovery call, mm, do I pursue that case? I mean, in this case or in the other first case or a couple of other cases, I've just dropped it and wondered, but should we pursue it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but not keep pursuing. I wouldn't say, like in case the couple just shared, if a person is delaying, then you know they are not ready. But give it a full go, I would say, so that you feel satisfied that you have done your job as a coach. So at least try pursuing for one or two calls. Ask them, like, let's explore, let's be honest, be one. You can open up in front of me, and doesn't matter, tell them no obligation to hire me as a coach, but I want to help you explore what is stopping you. Sometimes I remember I have told people, don't worry about hiring me, you can hire any other coach, but let's figure out what is it that you need, what is it will help you. It has happened, and later they have come back and say, no, I actually now understand how coaching will help me and I want to hire you. Because if you stop getting attached, so this is also important when it comes to relationship with money. I remember when Deepti had asked about this question last time, she also asked, are you too attached? Are you like that clingy partner that you just want to be very possessive about your partner? So we have to be also releasing, letting go of our attachment. I know it's natural when you want a client, you want to have them as well. It's just the fine balance of a healthy attachment, you call it, where you're ready to let go and ready to understand that, yes, I'm also learning in the process. So do pursue for some time, and you will learn. When you do it a few times, you will learn. In 2 3 calls you will get an understanding that yes, now they are aware and they still don't want to go ahead. Then release, then release. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, Shweta and
Yeah, I just had a connection here, one reflection, in fact, about a client. She did 10, she booked us with me for 10 sessions. We could do 10 sessions. But then she asked that, would you charge extra for another round of sessions? Right. So I said that that's how it is, So that's how the plan is. And yes, 10 we are done. I could do another one if you wish to talk or share something. But yes, it is going to be like this way. So she said, did you escalate? Will you, escalate the price this time? I said, tell me what's comfortable to you. So she says, this is comfortable. I say, okay, fine. So maybe we can go ahead with this, the same pricing. I did not increase the price over there. But she says that, okay, I'll come back. So we still have not done the last session that she paid me, but she has not done it. What I realized later as a follow up also, whenever I talk to her, message her, check with her, she's always engaged here, there, family trip, this trip, that sort of, so many things, right? And surely money is not a problem. Initially, I felt it is money, but it is not, right? So, do you think? I mean, I'm asking. Sometimes being vulnerable also prohibits people, like, so we started with her health, and then from health we went into her reflections would come about her family, her, this extended family, her children, then her spouse. Everything is like Pandora box being opened, So at that point, I noticed a little hitch. She withdrew after a point. So has it ever happened? Like, what do you do if at all this happens with a client? Is my question.
so I'm not clear about your question, Shweta. So when this Pandora box was getting opened,
Hmm.
what was happening? Do you think the session's intensity was getting diluted? Was it that she wasn't reaching to some change or shifts because there was so much was going on? Was this
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I
So
think so every session was like she wouldn't be able to do her reflections. She would keep delaying the sessions. The schedule got so shifted, elongated.
mm,
So this all just happened, and somehow even I am okay to say that I really did not know after a point what stand should I take in this case, right? So she
right.
would keep message on the same day we have a call. I'm not able to join. Can we do this later, tomorrow, day after?
too much of fluctuations. So I'm still reflecting, but I'm asking if it happens with a client, how do we take this as a coach? It's not about me for sure, I understand, and maybe not about her and money, but
Uh,
then what?
okay. One thing I want to say, and if anybody else wants to share anything about this, just raise your hand as well. So last time I think you had asked that we need to do a session about what how to deal with talkative clients. So this is an important. So this is about the coach, by the way. This is not about the client. This is about the coach. This is a coaching skill to be able to keep the session laser focused. And I remember I have done it as well. I've learned it hard way as well with many of my clients who just wouldn't want to session to finish and keep going and going. So in the beginning, I am a very fluid coach, so I don't usually, depending upon my client, I wouldn't just keep like, okay, what is the goal of that session? But with talkative clients, it's so important if you actually start with what is it that we're going to achieve in this session, and we are going to stick with that, so we get a good substantial result. So currently, I've just started coaching with the guy, and he had come with many different goals. And just last session, he was talking about his relationship with his wife, his work, and then his as a father, and then his relationship with Shiva. 10 different things. He put it on the on the floor. And the first thing I said to him was, "Okay, let's start with the first one." And because we know if we take care of one anyway, it will be impacting every other area that you want to work with. And while we were doing the session, we are talking about his relationship with his partner, many other things were coming in between where I had to gently bring him back. Today we are talking about this, and he was like, next session can we talk about my work? I'm like, we will see. Though as a coach I will not recommend that, because maybe somewhere you are resisting because it's tough. What we are talking about here is tough, and somewhere a resistance is coming. And it could be that even you maybe a part of your mind doesn't want to do the hard work, because the action plan we created was very hard. He's like, I know I can do it, but it's tough for me what we have decided.
Hi,
So
Rekha.
as a coach we will have to kind of
Hello.
stay who is this? Please, and please
Yeah, yeah.
mute yourself. Who is this?
Tiru, I think it's you. Can you please mute yourself?
So this will be very important for us to.
Case let's meaning
Let me check.
this one.
I can't see.
Case studies this one.
Let me just mute everyone. Yeah. So we will have to make sure that we keep it laser focused. What happens, because if as a client they are vulnerable and they are all over the place. And I think that's what is happening with your client, Shweta, because they are all over the place. They might also start to feel that coaching is not bringing result. They're just sharing like a friend. That can also happen. They might just start sharing, even though I'm not saying that shift is not happening. It must be happening. But if it's happening a little in many areas or in their mindset, they might not be realizing what's actually going on, and that can confuse them. But you will have to see as a coach, if that's happening, then bring them back to one topic, hold them accountable if they're taking delays, or if they are not and this has happened with one of my clients where she was going through a divorce, and I realized I did a bad job as a coach, because of her pain and lot she was going through legal and things and all. She kept delaying session, but I was started to realize the impact of coaching is getting diluted. What she wanted to work was on her business, and she was not able to do. And I understood that emotionally she's going through some big challenges. But also I gave that we could have just paused coaching and come back to it. That would have been the best. So that was my learning as a coach. Otherwise I could see that yes, session she comes, she's very emotional, we talk about that. Of course she was happy to talk about her emotions, but at the end of the day she didn't feel that the goal she had come for, she could even give time to that. And that was also important for her, and especially now when she was divorcing, it was important to become financially independent, and a lot of things happened there. So I hope you got the answer to the question you're asking. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the last thing that I just want to come back to this is like I have created another pathway for her in a group that she's a part of it, but she's even silent there. So there are other things maybe going
That's
on, and
definitely,
that's
definitely.
okay, I believe. So what's, of course, there are reflections that next time what I will do better for sure.
Yeah,
But at the same time, there are, I believe that people need time, maybe.
absolutely.
Especially the extension cases.
Yes.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
even ask them to pause. You can just give them a time. Okay, let's pause for 2 months. The
yeah,
offer has
yes,
happened,
yeah.
and we'll come back in this month, but we will come back with some focus that we will make some changes. If the client is not doing homework or reflection, you can ask them. Okay, if too much is going on, let's come back in this month. So that's a better approach. Yeah. Yes, Seema.
Actually, one second. I just want
Yeah,
to add
yeah.
something to what Shweta said. So I feel I look at coaching also as a form of leadership. So you're supposed to hold the person accountable if they're not showing up and tell them, look, I can't see the commitment in you. Maybe I'm wrong, but these are the facts. This is not a judgment. This is what I'm saying again and again and again. Do you want this? Because if you are not committed, this is just a waste of your resources and mine. So let's not continue. So it may be a difficult conversation for you to have, to say, you know what, I don't see you as actually committed to doing the work, but I've actually done it. And at one point, people have changed. They've changed because they now see that, oh, okay, this person's saying I'm not doing the work and they're not committed to putting in the work as my coach. And what's the point then? So, somewhere you have to challenge them also that if you're here, if you keep dealing it, something is not right. What is it? I mean, maybe they don't know the answer, but at least nudge them to think, to answer that question. Yeah.
Absolutely. Very, very valid point. Thank you for adding that, Deepti.
I think Seema has a question.
Hi. Saloni, you mentioned about like sometimes clients do ask, will the coaching work or will I get there where I want to get with the coaching? The similar questions I face when people come for inquire about access bars. Will this work? Will the tools work? Will the clearing statements work? Will my issue be solved? So, and at the same time, being in energy healing, I know everybody has a different capacity for receiving. So I cannot predict the result like this much you will get, we cannot quantify. So what do you do in such cases? What do you tell them if they ask such questions? Will it work or what will change?
I think we have to be very honest, Seema. Like in coaching, I always share when somebody asks this question, simply, I'm sure all coaches do that, that the result will not come from coaching. As simple as that. The result come from your commitment and your actions. So coaching is only facilitation where we are creating awareness, helping you to access your own wisdom, but the results will only come when you will be committing and taking actions. So similarly in access bar, as much as I know it's energy healing, which means the receiving, whether a person is ready to receive, it will be a huge, huge, thing that will make a difference. So it's important for you to tell that if a person is resistant to receive healing, I don't think there is any healing that can happen. So you will have to kind of educate this person that yes, your receiving makes a difference, and how you can also let go of the resistance to receiving. Maybe it will be good for you to coach them a little bit to drop resistance, because somebody might come to you because someone has referred to them to energy healer, but in their mind they feel, oh, this thing doesn't work. Then but they want to maybe believe it. They want to believe it maybe. So you might want to help them how to drop this resistance, maybe do a meditation to drop resistance, come to a receiving place, and then give them healing, and tell them if you are open to receive, healing will happen. And this is the case study guaranteed. Of course there is no guarantee in energy healing, but these are the studies. But if you are not receiving, then of course it might not work. So we have to be honest,
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
and that's all we can do. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So please bring your questions and put on chat box as well. Any questions about pricing? I have written 3 questions which were in the Facebook community. I'll answer them. And Nidhi, do you have a question or do you want to share something?
No, I have a question,
Yes, please go.
Saloni. So, I'm just starting my journey as a coach, still pursuing my ACC. So recently, I had a discovery call with somebody who had reached out to me, and it went on very well. And then he also told me, what about the fee? So initially what I've done is, because I also want to complete my hours, so I've offered two pro bono sessions. And then post that, if the client is interested in taking it forward, and if we feel that we can add value then to each other, and then I start charging them. That's the way I'm looking at it currently. So that was one. And so when he asked me, please, what will be the fees, if you can share the link and all. So I'm saying that, frankly speaking, in terms, this is kind of my first paid client, where I would be going ahead with. But I felt a little awkward, although I told him that let's have another session, since we have two pro bono sessions. So let's go through that, and then I will let you know, and I will share the link with you. But then somewhere there's kind of an awkwardness to even share
The
uh,
fee.
the the fees, and to even talk about it. So like you said, that relationship has not built uh, with money so far. So how do I kind of take care of that?
So first and foremost, thank you for sharing this, Nidhi, with vulnerability. And this is very common, by the way. You should know that we all have been going through this and going new coaches. So this is very, very normal, very human. Especially we come from a space of we want to help and serve other people. And this is my experience. This might become more difficult if you are coaching someone pro bono and then to ask for money because you have already served them pro bono. So it's totally your choice, but I have never done this because I felt it will be awkward for me to do this. So you will have to take a call from next time. For this particular, a person you're coaching, the first thing is just to know that you are giving your time, your value, your effort, and we all have discussed this in the past sessions that somebody, when they invest with money, their commitment goes so much higher. All coaches have experienced this when somebody take a pro bono session versus a paid session. The results are very different. The commitment is so different. So you will experience that when you have the first client. Your awkwardness, it's just the same thing as they say, feel the fear, do it anyway. Feel awkward, but do it. And
Yeah.
I would invite you to just even speak, like literally look into their eyes and say, this is will be the fees.
And then the another doubt which comes to my mind is that what is the right amount to charge?
So that
How do
was a
I come to
question.
that?
That was a question in then somebody has last time as well. So let's keep it simple. Whoever is present here, पहले भी हमने discuss किया है. Choose any amount. And last time we had discussed a common amount could be, and never charge per session. You can in your head you can think it's per
Yeah.
session, but to tell, of
Okay.
course, it's always a package because one session will not do anything.
Not give results. Yeah.
Yes. So if even if you start with the minimum, which is 4 or 5 thousand per session, have a package at least of, I would say, 6 sessions. If you feel the person is not ready, in only in that case, or anything, if you want to keep it lower, then you can keep 4 session. But I recommend 6 sessions. So which will be around 30K or 25K, whatever you feel comfortable. And this is the minimal. In
Mm.
reality, as your experience grows with your, own coaching practices as you go forward, you will keep increasing, of course. But you can always start with this and then don't think. Once you choose a package, okay, this is my package. I have chosen 25K, 3 months, 6 session, done. Do not think, just offer. If it feels awkward, first time, second time, it will be less awkward. Third time, it will be even less awkward. Fourth time, you will be like, oh, I've done a good job. Maybe I can go to 35K now. That's how you will feel. It's just like the more you
Yeah, I
do,
get that. Yeah, thank
comfortable.
you so much. I think that really gives me confidence and clarity,
Yes.
both. Thank you.
I'll also answer the question Kapil had asked in last session. Kapil, your question was that how do I know when I'm in a discovery call that should I ask this much? Literally, you said about this much, and whether what is the client can afford. That's what you said. I think already we are discussing this, not about the client. It's not about the money. So the moment this thought comes to your head in the discovery call, oh, how much this person would be comfortable, how much should I quote? Take a deep breath, relax, and drop this. It's none of literally our business what this person thinks about money. You have your one price, or if you have different pricing that I had shared earlier, you can have different pricing for somebody who is a professional, somebody who is a housewife, somebody who's a student. You can have different packages, perfectly okay. Now you know who is your client. If it's an executive person who is earning, and you know your package is this much, just offer that package. And trust me, many times this will happen that later you might think, oh my God, I could have asked so much more. That will happen. That's okay. Or sometimes the person might still say that, oh, this is too much, I can't afford. And you might think, oh, maybe I should have asked less. That will also happen. That's okay. It's not about you. Just remember this. This is not about you. So you stay fixed. If you genuinely feel that person genuinely has something going on, maybe they've just lost their job, or maybe something is going on in their life, you want to reduce. If you want to reduce, just because maybe you want to learn, you want to also grow and have more, paid clients, do that. But again, once you do that, then don't think. The worst thing is to keep lingering on this. Should I have done this or not? Should I keep it higher or lower? Make a decision. That's leadership. Really, as a coach, that's leadership. And if you feel like I don't reduce my pricing. I have different pricing every year. I coach one student. That's what I do, because somehow one or two students do come every year, and I just don't have the heart to say no. So I am like, okay, I will keep another, one package for a student, but that is also fixed price. This is what it is. If they're happy to pay this much, I'm happy to coach. And similarly, I have different packages for CEOs, for coaches, many different packages I have, and I'm happy with that. And this is what I offer. Now the person who is sitting in front of me, whether they are comfortable or not, that is up to them. And if I'm creating value, most of the time, 80 to 90% of the time, they feel that value and they're happy to take that value. But this clarity gives me a lot of peace, because I don't have to keep thinking about it. Once I know ki, okay, this is my client, this particular bracket they are into, and this is what I charge for this particular category, then I'm clear. Then I don't have to think now, at least for 6 months or 1 year, when I'll think of changing my fees. That's all. So this is what I really think you all are getting, that to drop this quantification from our head, to drop this idea ki money is in some way inhibiting, or our mind space even be clouded by thinking of money. And because that shifts our presence in the discovery call, isn't it? The moment we start to think whether person will be affording or not, whether they'll hire me or not, now I'm not present. So once you're clear, do your clarity, do a meditation. Maybe this meditation will be in the recording on this one. Do this one, abundance one, before your discovery call. Come with clear, pure energy in the discovery call. You have your mindset clear. This is my package. Whether they take it or not, I'm going to stick to that. Trust me, this will give you power, a lot of power. And yes, some people will go away. That's okay. They were not meant to be your clients. It's okay. Yeah. And one more thing I would add, the more you will rise in your energy, your connection with money and abundance, different people will show up. Still, people will show up who will give you these challenges to grow to the next level. But the more you say no to people who doesn't resonate with your energy, or the more you stay consistent in your connection with abundance, more people who would be very happy, who would not negotiate. The moment you say, this is my fees, they will say, yes, please send me the bank details. You will see those people more and more. So it's about our energy clearing. Keep clearing the energy. Yeah. Any other question from the group? I will just read the question. Mona had asked, I think Mona is not there, but Mona had asked this question: does speaking about abundance bring a shift in my relationship with money? Anybody would like to answer? Anybody would like to share? Please share, and then I will share what I feel about it. What do you think, Deepti?
Uh, so I feel it's not so much speaking, but what you're feeling is what I have experienced. So, for example, one of the challenges we face is when we don't have enough clients and we really want a client, and then we worry about money more. So, what I did for myself was I always have plenty of people to serve in my life. I would just remind myself that whenever I was falling into that belief that, oh, I don't have enough clients, I need more clients, I need more money, I would draw myself back into that thought, into that feeling that I have plenty of people to serve. So I feel it's not so much talking, but how you are thinking and feeling about what you have in your life that changes your relationship with abundance and then money and so on.
That's so true. So true. I love that, Deepti. And I would add what you said is so important. The moment your thought process goes to, I need more clients because this
Mm,
month maybe less money has come in my bank account, you're already in scarcity. And it's a practical challenge, by the way. It is a very, very
mm,
practical challenge. If you've left your job, some of you've already started as coaches, but you don't have another income source, like I did. I resigned, and then I'm wondering where the clients are. So it can happen that, okay, I really need to earn money, or this is attached to my self-worth. I'm not earning as I was earning earlier, or whatever it is. No matter how you do it, but you will have to shift this mindset and come to your heart. And one of the beautiful way is to serve, because I am here to serve, and when I get money, I'm also serving my clients. In which ways I can serve? So expand your network,
mhm,
expand ways to serve. You can serve in different communities. We have this beautiful community. Serve people here. Serve in any way or form you can serve. You,
mm,
whichever way you can support someone, help someone, because that service will also fill you with abundance. Because you will feel I'm serving people. So you first need
mm,
to fill yourself with abundance, and then from that place you will create more clients. And from needy place, the clients who will also come, trust me, they will be the clients who will negotiate and who would feel that, oh, they don't have the money. This happens because energy does work here. That's very important. One thing that I want to add in answer to this question is speaking about abundance does not, but operating from abundance in different areas of your life also works. So, one thing that I shifted when I was working on my relationship with money and abundance, one big thing I did, I noticed, like for example, I don't drink much coffee, but whenever I do, I notice that when I go to Costa or Starbucks, I would cringe because the coffee is like, oh my God, this is even higher than the coffee we had in UK. And I noticed that every time I'm paying bill at Starbucks, like, why do I come? And my husband doesn't like any other coffee than Starbucks or Costa. So he wouldn't, if I'm having coffee, that's what it means. And he's comfortable. So I realized that, okay, this is negative energy, and it's simply my choice whether I want to have coffee there or not. But I would love to change the language I'm using. In the beginning, it was only words, but I noticed slowly within a couple of months, I shifted from uh, cringing about how much they charge for a coffee, like there is something very special. I read actually about what they write in Starbucks, from where they get the coffee beans and why the coffee is so special. And I thought, okay, they are putting so much effort into it. There is something, some great service they're providing. Actually, I can even learn about it. A lot of people all over the world love their coffee. There is something about their service. And I'm thankful for the coffee. And my husband loves their coffee. So there is something good about it. He feels very happy. So it's something I connected with, and I shifted in my mind the way I look at when I'm paying for that coffee. And similarly, I did it many other places. So we love to go to good restaurants and fine dining sometimes. And the same thing would happen when the bill comes. You feel like, oh my God, that's too much. That's a lot. And if you live in Gurgaon, you know what I mean. When you like, it could be very high, the price of one dinner, and it has gone very high in last few years, especially. So I shifted that from like thinking what a beautiful experience I had with my family. Like it was the most we have laughed maybe last whole month when we were having this dinner. My daughter was just absolutely love food and good food. And I started realizing that how much abundance of experience I was feeling, and what I was paying was for that experience. It was not just that, oh, this food will cost so much less in another restaurant. It was about the abundance I'm experiencing sitting in a beautiful place where somebody has cooked for us. I didn't have to do anything, just order, and the food was there, and we enjoyed. That started to shift in my head the way I was looking at paying bills.
Similarly, when I invest in courses, in my coach, my mentor, when I paid a hefty amount, at that time felt like, oh, it's big, but it was like so much abundance I'm receiving. Then it started to create a feeling of abundance. So start noticing whenever you pay, whether you're paying for a chai in Chaios or a coffee in Starbucks or for any other thing, how do you feel about spending? Because that is also your big way your relationship with money. Again, I'm not saying that you start spending a lot. It's not about being a spendthrift or extravagant, but it's about anytime you spend, do you love spending? As they say, there's a Japanese concept I think around this as well, that every time you spend, you bless the money and you feel happy about that experience. Now, so I love paying my helpers. So I have like my laws are also living in at the same building where I live, and I pay all the staff. So there is around seven staff, like two three people work at their place and three people here, and I love to pay them in cash. And I noticed that it's naturally, I never did it consciously, I just realized because today I was paying to one of the staff, that whenever I pay them in cash, I really feel so much abundance in my heart, because I know my life is so much better because this person is serving me. Somebody's cleaning my car, somebody's cooking, somebody's cleaning my house and my in-laws' house. And when I give them, the first thing I say is thank you so much. And those staffs, so they always say, "Ki, why do you say thank you, Didi? You are paying for the job I'm doing." And I tell them, because it's so much helpful for me. You are bringing something. I tell them I'm able to do my work because you are doing this job for me. And that is pure abundance. So think of money. It's not like, oh, I'm paying 10,000 to someone. It's a lot. Because my mom tells me, in Gurgaon, like it's so much you pay to the helpers. In Delhi, it's so less. So your mind can go into that as well, comparison. That, oh, I'm paying double than it is in other places. That's again scarcity. It's a choice I'm making. I'm not saying you pay double, but it's a choice we are making. Now, from that choice, am I feeling abundant that there is somebody to come help my clean my house, cook food? I can be free to do my meditation, my work, whatever I like to do. I don't have to worry about it. That feels like pure abundance. So the more you start to feel abundance everywhere where you're spending, because it is a service. It is a service. And one more thing I would add to this, giving tips. So for the first time in, I think, 4 5 years back only, I started giving tips. I was not a person who would give tips. And my daughter only told me that in the US, you like it's a thing, like you cannot even imagine that you wouldn't give a tip to a hairdresser or even taxi drivers. Taxi driver, I still can't. I don't know why, because I also don't think they give a good service, to be honest. But yes, once I gave a tip to a taxi driver who was amazing. And I told him, like, he was so careful about the temperature of AC, and I'm comfortable. I'm like, I told him, like, you are really good at what you do. And I gave him a tip. But that happens rarely. But to the hairdresser, somebody, I go for my hair or anything for that matter. Even the mochi bhaiya, I go regularly. We have a mochi who sits outside the society, and I was telling my daughter, anything in the world related to shoes and belt, he can fix. And it's such a blessing. Like sometimes you get something new and there's a tear or something and you don't want. I have a shoes which is very old boots I have, and I love them, and every year he fixes them because I love them so much. I'm like, this is abundance. And I love to give him tip because he charges so less. I'm like, how can we just charge so little? So feeling that abundance in life and love when you're giving. And anybody who wants to share anything on this?
No, this is so beautiful.
When I st-
This is so beautiful, Saroni, what you have
Go
just
ahead.
shared.
Who is this?
Um, can
Kapil?
you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear
Is
you.
is it my
Kapil.
voice is audible? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it that's how what you're talking is.
Breaking a little bit.
Am I breaking? Is it better
Better.
now?
Now is better. Now is better, Kapil. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's how I think what you just summed up, this when you give, right? You give an energy, and that energy is also a symbol of what do you think about this service, what's the idea or story running in your mind about that service. And different people different service. Mochi ke liye, like for drivers different one, and I have a car driver, car cleaner here, I give it to them, and everyone you have a different feeling attached to, right? And you give with that feeling and energy. So it's so beautiful what you've resonate. So yeah, so it's just being aware of that feeling,
Yeah.
and then once that awareness is there, it's easy to change that mindset. Am I operating from यार ये निकल गया पैसा, right?
Yeah.
You he's
I don't
charging too
like
much, or
giving. We
yeah,
don't like.
yes, किसी ने लूट लिया आपको,
Yeah.
or you're giving it with an open heart basically, right? So that makes perfect sense. So I think, yeah, that's a good awareness, um, being built up again. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Thank you, Kapil. And I would invite you to try giving tips. I
Yeah.
think my huge shift in my relationship with abundance happened with giving tips. When
Yeah.
it was not easy, trust me. When first time I gave tip, I was like, "Jada to nahi de di." This was the first thought I had. I'm like, and even though my daughter told me that, whatever is your bill, mama, at least minimum 10% of that. I'm like, okay, that's a lot. If I'm paying some for something 2,000, that's 200. I'm calculating 200 is a lot. Okay, I can do 100. But later I realized the more, and I went through that, literally the pain of, is it too much? And do I really need to give every time I go? All these questions. And
Yeah.
slowly, the more I started to give, the more I did it, I realized it becomes easier. And now it doesn't, no thought. Now it's just a feeling. Sometimes I forget to give some, but the moment it comes to my heart, oh yes, I want to give a tip, I just give. No thought, nothing. Over the years, so it's a journey. Over the years, I've become like, it's become a very natural thing. When I love something, a service, doesn't matter, auto wala, rickshaw wala, or a hairdresser. Whenever I feel love, I want to just give, I just give. And that
I
brings,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. Like, this is beautiful example what you mentioned about the tip. I did one experiment I wanted to share with everyone. Uh, I think a year back, I went for a breakfast and it costed me in a small restaurant. It costed me just $100. And I sat in that restaurant. There was an outer section where you just stand and eat. You don't need to, you order it there, but I sat, ordered, and eat. Bill came as $100. And then that time, I don't know why, but I experimented with tip, and I opened my purse and gave some tip, and then I kept it back, and I thought, let me give it more. And then I kept increasing within some experiment. I don't know what happened, what is going on. And one point of time I matched that 100 rupees with 100 rupees tip. That was the first time I did the 100%. You are making double of it.
Ah.
And I felt there was so much discomfort in me, but I still went ahead and did that. But just to have see that experience, what that would feel like, you give the double the amount, 100 रुपए का नाश्ता 200 रुपए में.
Wow, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So yeah,
seriously, I
I
would
think we all
invite.
can do that
Yes,
experiments.
I would invite you all to do this and notice the discomfort. Trust me, discomfort होगा
Yes.
शुरू में कि क्या जरूरत है देने की, हम तो वैसे
Hmm.
चिंता में रहते हैं. But really, once you let go of the discomfort and feel the discomfort in your body, try to bring
Yeah.
down, from your mind thoughts to your body, to your heart. Open your heart, and slowly it will become. Slowly, you will start to feel the abundance. And I'm sure many of you might have already felt that. But really, do it as an experiment. Yes, I just noticed 5 minutes we have Kushal and Ashu. Please share.
Am I audible?
Yes, Kushal.
Yeah. So I have this belief, which is you attract what you are or who you are.
Mm.
So if you keep waiting for things to come into our life, like money, relationships, next job, next client, and we are waiting that those clients will make us abundant, that's a very hard way because eventually it's all inside us. And universe will give you who you are. So if you bypass that road and just be that person who already has those clients, who already has that much amount of money and act like it, behave like it, feel like it. somehow universe listen to it and it attracts you those people, those opportunities, those ideas in your mind, and it works. I have tried it myself.
Yeah.
And as we have said also, if we are acting from a place of scarcity or a lack, we often attract more lack or scarcity into our life. And if we act from a place of being grateful, even for small things, we tend to get more things to be grateful for. So changing from that perspective, being that person first, and you will attract those things.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And that's exactly when we do give tips as if we have enough.
We have an
Whatever we want to give, it does make a shift. Actions does make a shift, and the how we feel. Yes, Ashu. Thank you for sharing, Kushal.
Yeah, yeah. I want to share something which happened with me recently.
Yeah.
So I was doing this 7-day self-love online challenge, and there was a very, minimum fee that I was charging for that, and the original price was around just 500 rupees, and but I was offering some discount code, and I was sending it to all the people I like who I knew, and then it was 60% discount. So basically, the challenge was just for 200 rupees. So what happened is one person, I sent him the discount code, and still he paid 500 rupees. So
Mm.
then I just asked him, did you not see the discount code thing or what? So then he was like, yeah, I saw that, and I still decided to pay 500 rupees because I thought I can afford that, and this challenge will be worth that much money. And I am, having that uh, mindset recently that if I like there is discount, it's not always, I have a choice whether to use it or to not use it. And I found that so beautiful, and I told him, wow, this is how you operate from abundance.
Beautiful example. I love that. I love that. Yeah. So beautiful. Like the energy, imagine the energy they were operating from.
Yeah.
It is so loving. This is also, I'm just noticing as I'm hearing you, Ashu, that it is so loving for themselves. Like they're allowing themselves not to get in this kind of, mind frenzy. So the mind might say, oh, but discount here, so why not take it? Doesn't matter even if it's small amount. But it's just like, yeah, this is how I want to operate. Abundance. Pure loving abundance. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I think that's a beautiful wrap of our session with this wonderful example Ashu shared. And I would love all of you to share your takeaways, your insights in the community. I'll put the recording there for on the Facebook. And any more questions, because I know there are more questions on this. There are more questions on this, and we will continue the conversation in the next month as well. Yes.
It was a fantastic session, Saloni and Deepti and everybody else, because it set me thinking about so many things. I was sort of digging deeper and deeper in. And I think I hope to follow this up with some reflective journey. I've been terribly lagging behind in my work, also because there's a personal journey that I'm moving forward on. Some of you know it. So, yeah. So, but then today's session was like amazing. Thank you so much.
You're not lagging behind, by the way. You're moving forward in all the beautiful dimensions, Mona.
I think so. I think
Don't
so.
say
Yeah. Yeah.
that. We all are moving forward beautifully. And
Thank,
do share if you do the experiment with tips or any other things in connecting with tuning into abundance, please do share with us. Okay.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you. It was so amazing. I've just been thinking and thinking. I need to write it down before the thoughts fly away.
Yes, please
Thank you.
do. Please do. Love you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you,
You.
thank
Saloni.
you so much.
Thanks.